You okay? Oh, you caught
He's
off
freaking
guard?
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, last time we fought a big thing. It was gross, and when you cut it, other smaller versions of the thing fell off of it. We met, or I don't think we all met someone new, but we were introduced to some characters who were previously not on screen, as well as some who had been before. Excuse me. Isul did a cool thing with her big, I forget what, Totema.
Totema.
Yeah. What else was there? I don't remember much.
Oh, there was shopping.
Yeah, we did.
It was
We did
primarily
the
shopping and
teleporting
fighting.
yeah, it was a shopping trip and then like a big combat.
Very big combat.
Yeah.
They're a lot lighter now.
And I feel like I'm forgetting something important. There was a little bit of talking after the fight, but not much. We kind of closed pretty quickly after.
Yeah, it was...
Yeah, we left off immediately after the fight. We are all heading towards Clan Regalia because we heard from Angelica that Yasad is handling Central Command at Clan Regalia.
This teleportation was going to be a quick pop into the city and then turn around and go back to fucking.
that was the
surprise, bitch.
That was the other like kind of big thing of like Key was able to just fucking open a teleport and get us exactly where we needed to go. Like not even, at least as far as like physically having to travel, seemingly not having to physically travel that in between world, just like step through the hole, there you are.
Uber Eats, more like Uber Key.
So we didn't have to use the physical key to like in a doorway to get to the clan house and tried that method. Key was just able to get us where we wanted to go, which just so happened to be right in the middle of a fucking fight.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Well, not her fault. She didn't know the fucking clan, the town had a giant monster in the middle of it.
Apparently several, because from what Gerbera and
there were other fights.
Yeah.
Other fights popping off in other parts of Istat.
And that's why they immediately ran off, because they were going to go deal with another one that was popping up.
Okay. And hearing that Mori was in Clan Regalia, you decided to promptly make your way there.
Yeah, we still did need socialization there.
Yeah. Who wants to roll for a random encounter? We're in crisis mode.
Wait.
Bruh.
Question. What do we roll for the random encounter?
D20.
16.
I don't know why you didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Nothing makes Joe happier than being able to just roll a fucking random die that he has no idea what it's going to do.
Yeah. I love it whenever especially if it's not like higher is better or higher is worse. I like when it's just like, it's fucking, you don't even know. One could be insane, one could be insanely good or insanely bad. It's fucking gamble. Let's go.
Okay, so
we're never taking you to Vegas.
You arrive at the base of Clan Regalia. You haven't been there before, but you know generally where it is. It is one of the few buildings in District 1. The big one is the Senate building, but it is in that district, like here-ish. It's a pretty fucking huge place. Once you go, you see this large ass manor that is easily twice the size of your manor, if not 3 times the size. And on a sign it says Clan Regalia base, and then in parentheses main base, close parentheses. The first thing you can hear is there's a lot of foot traffic going on in there. You can hear a cacophony of voices of all sorts. The doors are wide open, so it's clear, like, okay, come in, come out, whatever. We're in crisis mode. Get your ass in here.
Don't you
Open
dare
door
even
policy.
think about knocking on the door.
Yeah. We don't have time to answer the door. Just get the fuck in here.
Mhm.
It is a very lavish manor. Like, they got the money.
Mhm.
Because they're also one of the clans that are like in multiple kingdoms or whatever, right?
Yep, they have a branch in at least one branch in every one.
Why am I
In every
voiced?
country.
Why big? Stop it.
Why big? Stop it.
The grid's not on.
Yeah, no.
Everybody's big.
Except Alder.
Everybody big. I like the idea of altars, so it could be this.
Oh.
Reverse.
Oh shit, is Rex not here?
He is here.
Okay.
Trying to find a place to put him. He's like
Mhm.
here.
Begin.
Begin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's here by default. Okay, so knowing all of this, what is your first move?
Walk in.
Yeah.
Walk in.
Yeah.
Isul knows that everybody is on relatively good terms with Regalia as far as she's aware. Again, can we also shrink Saveth, please?
Yeah.
And Silvers?
Can we also- Yeah, please. I know she's got a big presence, but come on.
Boo.
So you walk into the main hall and you see a very large staircase that sort of branches out. And on the side there are two doors that are also wide open. And like I didn't have time to populate all of this with traffic, but there are just people moving across constantly.
That's fine.
Like, yeah.
It's not populated with like civilians though. These are like
Yeah.
clan members doing clan member things.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Most of them are like they have stacks of paper. Some of them have like maps in their hands. You can hear random orders being called out. This is a very big clan alliance being set up right now to handle this
Okay.
crisis that's going on.
Well, Silvers is marching forward. She's looking for Claire or Yasad or Rex, whoever she sees and finds first. Preferably Claire at the moment.
1 second.
Also just squeezing by people, like ducking, trying to shift past them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you go
Hey.
into this big room in the middle, and you see that this is probably supposed to be a dining room, but the tables have been shoved out of the way, and in the middle is just this massive fucking war room table with like a map the size of like all of you combined just laid out in front of it, and against the walls you can see like several papers also with maps and several books. You can see sort of what appears to be like a scrying mirror in the middle where like you can see Gerber fighting and some other stuff. You could hear Isad giving like support, like go here, do this, move to this direction. You see a lot of familiar faces.
A lot of familiar faces. Except one. Or two. No, one. I'm assuming this is Yasad?
That is Isad.
Okay.
Wait, that's Death the Kid, right?
That's
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Different art, though. Looks like he
Yeah,
had
he's-
updated art.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gone through his character change off screen.
Yeah. Okay.
You gotta,
Who does not
if you
look?
fuck up the images, you gotta translate back to my language, okay?
Yeah. Who currently does
I was
not
gonna
look
say-
incredibly busy?
So all the people on the right are discussing current shit. You can
Mhm.
recognize. Well, and I got aside. Silverus, you remember Locke?
Yeah,
He's
of
on
course
the
he
side.
does.
on
He's
the
one
left
of our
side.
oldest clan members.
Yeah, he's here too. He's here on the left.
Yeah, there he is. Cool. Just
There's
gonna
the
check. There's the boy. Okay. Yeah, she just needs to ask someone where the fuck is Mori. You know what? Fuck it. Locke. That's her fucking. What's the word?
Subordinate.
Yeah, that's her subordinate.
He answers
Beeline
to
to
her.
Locke. Yeah. And like.
Hey, boss.
Very quick, like long strides with purpose, scans the room, stops, spots Locke, beelines towards him in like 5 or 6 long strides.
Hey, boss. Didn't think you'd be back so soon. What's up?
We're stopping by just for a quick visit. Where is Rexton and where's Mori? Do you know?
Rexton. Rexton is downstairs with some of the crafters. Who's Mori?
He's the snaps her fingers. New clan member with Claire for Regalia. The Aura.
What? Boss, I don't know every single person in every clan. You gotta cut me some slack here. Who, give me better description. Somebody. It looks to one of you guys.
Black and
Minor
pink hair.
illusions, Mori.
I think I saw him somewhere around here. Maybe. I'm sure he's in this building somewhere.
Suppose I'll ask Claire then.
Yeah, Isul, as soon as like Locke's just proved to not be particularly useful, she is kind of slowly making her way towards Claire. Because she likes Claire. I remember her liking Claire.
Yeah. He looks behind at Isul and Alter, and his eyes widen like, wait, what?
Then there's a key poking through the door.
The key.
He looks at the key, and his eyes go wide as he looks her up and down.
Quick hand waves
But
from behind Silverus.
you can see him give a very soft, shy wave back to you.
It is a very long story.
Yeah, I can. Hey, okay, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing this. Welcome back, Miss Key.
What's with the miss? It's just Key.
You look older than me now.
Runs up, gives a hug.
He doesn't know what to do at first, but he wraps his arms around you and holds you tight. I'm glad to see you again.
It's good to be home.
Yeah, I'm good to see you again.
Sadly, I don't think we're going to be here very long.
You're not staying?
We have some other stuff to do with Clan Kyo. But I don't... What's going on here?
Well, a couple days ago, just shit started to go down. Suddenly, big ol'... As he says big ol', he, like, stretches his arms as if that is somehow going to give the proper scale of big that he's trying to describe. Some big old monsters started to show up and started wreaking havoc. So, a lot of us are banding together to try and deal with it.
Has a dent been made?
Has a what?
A dent been made? Seems like there's a lot going on.
Well, whenever a monster dies, another one is supposed to go.
Well, where are they coming from? Do we know that yet?
No idea.
Oh shit. I assume all of this logistics stuff here is to kind of coordinate everyone around, so that we're not running around place to place like chickens with our heads cut off.
That's pretty much the base of it, yeah. Coordinating a whole bunch of clans like this is very hard.
He tugs at his collar, like, he very much of the expression of like, I would not want to be doing this. This sucks. It is hard.
Are any of our clan on the ground?
Well, I'm here to... Well, honestly, I'm not very useful, so I'm just going around, like, handing papers to people, but... You know, somebody's got to be the gopher. And he looks a little bit of proud in that.
You should be proud. It's very important that we maintain communication.
He gives an eager nod.
Do you know if anyone is coordinating luminescence? Do you know where Dia is in all of this?
I don't know where Dia is, actually.
What?
Like, as you say it, he just like flinches. I don't know. I don't know where. I'm sorry.
Dia is secretly the BBEG behind all this shit. Damn it, Iris.
So, Dia is missing in action. We don't know what our clan is doing. Where on earth is Rexton?
He's downstairs.
He's downstairs.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right. Thank you, Locke. I need to talk to him immediately.
Okay. He points like, okay, go down those stairs to the right. That's where the workshop is.
She gives him a nod. She's going to turn on her heel and start walking there.
Meanwhile, Isol's just made her beeline straight towards Claire. Kind of
Yeah,
waits for Claire to finish whatever she's doing and like look in her general direction, but just standing there.
So she hasn't stopped talking, but once she notices you, she just kind of like motions you forward. As if it's like, okay, I'm here. I can talk, but talk, please. Busy.
Glossing over her fucking coming back from the dead.
We don't got time for that.
We don't got time for that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, Isul just kind of smirks and gives her a little nod, steps a little bit closer. Well, I'm sure you'll be pleased to know that you have a couple more blades at your service, but before that, there's a certain new aura in your rings.
She kind of blinks. Aura. Oh, you mean Mori, right?
Isul nods.
Yeah, he joined us a little while ago. Smart kid.
You know where he is?
I believe he is in his room getting packed. We're just about to leave before all this. Yeah, me and him were gonna go on a trip, but that sort of got delayed. Down that hall to the left. And she just kind of points in the general direction of the wall.
Isul just kind of like looks at that direction for a second. You see this like calculation happening in her brain, and she decides not to ask and looks back with a little nod. We'll come back and let you point us in the right direction of where you'd like us to start hacking through this stuff in a few minutes.
Her point turns into a thumbs up.
So just about face, head for the next hallway.
I imagine Isul and Silvers had these conversations at the same time and are now about to pass each other.
Yeah, Alter,
in each other's direction.
Alter is following Isul very, very diligently because he is also invested in Mori, and like passing by Isul will hold up a finger and be like, "I'll be right back. Gotta go see brother," and just explain like, "We're not disappearing. We're just doing something really quick."
Right. She's passing, Silver's like, right, you will meet up with Mori. I need to go and talk to Rexton.
So just like rolling her eyes, not even like explaining shit. Just like no shame Sherlock. That's what we're doing.
Yeah. Fucking. Oop. Bye bye. Split up.
Siblings, opposite
Cool.
directions.
She looking between the groups like,
Aki can go where she wants.
well, she's obviously gonna go with Silverus.
She doesn't have to.
Yeah, Alter, like he is tailing behind Isul. He's a couple of strides behind her, but trying to keep up. He'll like as they are leaving the room, as Silverus and Isul pass each other, he'll look over to Key and just give her like a little like follow that one and like follow Silverus, and he is following Isul.
She's the hesitation.
We're not switching dance partners yet.
He will give like really, really quick nods and chase after Silverus.
And I
All right,
imagine
who wants
once
to
we-
go first?
Which one do you want to play first? I mean, I feel like Isul has been waiting to talk to Mori for so long. I feel like you have to go with Mori first.
Okay, as long as you're fine with yielding that, that's fine.
I imagine as soon as they hit the hallway, Isul just looks towards Saveth and like gestures, and Saveth immediately starts sniffing out Mori.
Seek.
Down the bitch. So, like, you open the door, and you could see that Mori was true to what Clara said. He seemed to have been, like, packing, like, a bag of some sort. And so when he hears the footsteps, he turns around, and he kind of freezes in place as he sees you. And there's a moment as he looks between you and Alter, and he just walks over and gives you both a hug.
There's like
Oh, hello.
Isul freezes as he freezes. Just like immediate like level of like relaxation in the shoulders as he comes over and hugs them.
I'm so glad to see you. When you guys weren't at the clan house, I was a little worried.
Turns out navigating that realm in between is a little bit complicated.
There's a slow nod of understanding. Well, I was just about to send somebody to go out to look for you guys. He looks around, like, take a seat, I guess. I'm sure my roommate won't mind you borrowing a chair for a minute, or a bed, or whatever that is over there.
And I'm assuming he's alone in the room though, right?
Right now he's alone, yeah.
Okay. So we'll just kind of like sit in a chair. Just kind of looking Mori over. I'm assuming he looks okay for the most part.
He looks about half a year older than you last saw him.
Taller. Start in the middle of a growth spurt,
He's starting to get there, yeah.
Mhm.
Closer to Isul's height.
Yeah.
Oh no, I forgot.
He was shorter than Isul, you know, he's very close to Isul's height. Fucking being surrounded by brothers.
I'd offer you some, like, tea or something, but I don't have access to the dining room right now.
She just,
Well, fine.
yeah, she just kind of waves her hand. Are you okay? I know I made promises that I wasn't able to keep for you.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. I know you were probably stuck somewhere. I couldn't find you guys at the clan house, so I just kind of applied to a group that wanted smart people, and just kind of holds his arms out as if to say, ta-da!
Isul smirks. Claire is a good enough clan leader, and Regalia has its own reputation, so did good to end up here.
At that, he kind of just, like, gives a soft, like, yeah, Miss Claire's really strict, but she's nice. She doesn't let anybody, slack off in the slightest when it's their turn to do stuff.
And Isul just kind of tilts her head slightly. You don't have to tell us if you don't want to, but how did you manage to get here?
Well, first I went home because I wanted to do some research before I left, and somebody helped me get to Eastet. Helped me get a bus to not a bus, a boat from Sestra.
Somebody?
As if on dramatic cue, you can hear footsteps coming from down the hallway, as if the story was waiting for this exact moment. Crazy, right? You can hear an almost familiar voice approach you. I helped him. You turn around, and looking at this guy gives you both not PTSD, but a sense of nostalgia as you immediately go back to the days as a school as school children, when you were getting your lessons drilled into you, your mathematics, your English. Your old tutor shows up in front of you. A long, thin man, roughly about 6 feet tall. He looks old and worn, with small gray hair and a monocle and a nice little white suit. This is your tutor from long ago.
I hope you're prepared for this.
Yeah.
What is our tutor's name?
His name is Hakma.
Hakma?
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be like an honorific, like Master Hakma or teacher or something?
You could
Or
call
would
him,
there be?
you could call him teacher or professor.
Okay. It's like there's kind of a blink of not deep. Well, I can't remember the word for it. Like disbelief. There it is. There's like a blink and a look of disbelief on Alter's face, and he just shakes his head a little bit and just goes, "Master Hakma? How are you here? How did you get here?"
I took a boat. Were you not listening?
I
guess nothing changes. You're still you. It's good to see. And he kind of takes a few steps forward, looking at Isul. You both are looking good.
Isul just kind of like looks him over, like was very quiet, very still as he approached, just watching him. And then slowly stand up and kind of bow her head slightly. I don't quite know what to say other than thank you.
Helping people is what I'm here for.
Yes, but sticking out your neck for somebody is above and beyond.
He shakes his head. You should always be able to help somebody. I should have taught you at least that much.
So, did you cut ties with the family then?
I was never officially with the family. I was just hired to take care of you two.
Huh. True.
No. Us three, apparently.
I heard rumors that you both were dead.
Well, we're working on dispelling those.
Wasn't quite up to us, but no, we just got a little turned around and then stuck in... What was the fucking country again?
Which country?
The one we just came from.
Ilizana.
Ilizana. I thought that was it.
Just got a little turned around and popped out in a mountain in Ilizana. It was a little bit more complicated to try and get back here.
A mountain in a far-off field land. I would love to hear your adventures at some point. But I believe we were getting onto the topic at hand, correct?
She just kind of looks back towards Mori. I don't know if it's real or not, but I saw something in that space in between. Running and being shot at.
There's a brief flick of his surprise in his face as you say that. He takes a moment and then he kind of nod. Yeah, family wasn't very happy. He goes over to his bed and quickly kneels down under it. Pauses for a moment. So you can sort of hear him rustling around. Pauses for a moment. Stands up, takes his luggage that's on the bed, moves it to the other bed, and then flips over his bed. And then he's like, there it is. And you see that there is something wrapped up in cloth right in the middle of it, which he picks up, and after a moment of juggling the bedboard that he had it stuck on, he pulls it out and he rests it in both hands and holds it out to Alter.
Oh, what is this? He just reaches out and takes it.
He motions for you to open it.
Yeah, Alter will very casually start unwrapping, and at first trying to be orderly with it, and then after kind of unfolding it a little bit, he'll get frustrated and just fucking tear it like a Christmas present.
As you quickly undo it, a very familiar sheath now rests within your hands.
Oh. Huh. There are a lot of feelings going across Alter's face. There's initially it's shock, just pure shock, and then it turns into a little bit of apprehension or fear almost. But he takes the rest of the wrapping and just tosses it away and discards it, and has the sheath now holding it bare, and we'll just turn it over and look at the markings. Is it damaged at all, or is it is it literally the same pristine as if he had just abandoned it?
Condition, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It, free of dust.
He just turns it over and over in his hand before he just kind of tilts his head halfway and says, "I haven't seen this in a long time."
It goes good with a pair, you know.
Oh, this is true. Although, the sword's a little bit different now. An Alter will draw the sword. I assume it still transforms like normal.
Mm-hmm.
He draws the blade and it changes. And, kind of sheepishly shrugs at the teacher. It is just we went through a lot of weird magical things.
He kind of blinks and he sort of adjusts his monocle and he sort of taps at the blade of it. You have a very unique weapon.
I've become a bit of eclectic weapons collector now. Not through any choice of my own, but I'm not complaining.
I suppose eclectic is a word for it.
He will sheath the scythe back into the family blade and complete the loop.
Yeah, so once you tap your scythe to the blade, and it quickly turns back into a katana and just sheaths itself into the scabbard, as if it's back home where it should be.
Aesol just kind of got quiet as the scabbard was revealed, just kind of watching, arms crossed, and she's tilts her head slightly as the katana is sheathed again. Looks towards Mori again. So you went through all that trouble to run away with that?
He nods, and this time he sits down on his own bed, and he kind of stretches his arms out. Well, I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna lie. I still don't really know all the pieces of the puzzle, but I know that that scabbard and that sword are really important for our bloodline.
Alter just looks at it and kind of turns it over, and he is a little bit holding it with a reverie that he has not held it with in a long time. Do you know what makes it important?
I don't have the pieces of the puzzle, but I do know it is connected to some guy named Koryu.
Koryeb?
I will put the spelling.
And Amy also requested Hakma's spelling as well.
I did not see that. I will do that.
And is that a name that rings any sort of bell?
No.
Yeah.
I
Alter just looks at Isul and shrugs like, I don't know that name.
I spent a solid month sneaking into our family's archives for any mention of this guy named Koryu. And the only thing, literally the only thing, was a single scroll in Dad's study about him. And the only thing that it mentioned, that Koryu held the title of Warlord of Dragons. And that's all I know. He kind of shrugs.
Warlord of
Hell of a title.
Dragons. Can I have Isul try to make a connection here? 'Cause I don't know if I'm allowed to try and make.
Okay. Within reason.
You're smarter than Alter.
What's the investigation process?
Well, just her, because this was shit that would have been like, because they just saw the goddess lady this fucking morning. So she just kind of tilts her head. Warlord of Dragons. This. I wonder if that has anything to do with what that goddess said.
About bloodline, you think?
The founder of the family being a bloodthirsty, warlike person. That description does tend to match with warlords.
Alter says, like, he kind of just grunts in thought, and his brow kind of furrows in concentration, and he's just, it furrows in thought, and he starts turning the sword over in his hand. It's still sheathed, just looking at it.
And I imagine
Maybe
this
this
entire
is-
time, Saveth is like going between sniffing at Mori and sniffing at Hakma. New people. Sorry. Isul just like shakes her head and motions towards the blade. Please don't tell me you're about to become a warlord of dragons.
Alter just kind of gets an evil grin on his face and just goes, that would be a cool title. Alter the Warlord of Dragons. Right? Has a cool ring to it.
It does have a cool ring to it.
Just face palm.
He does the see gesture.
Don't encourage him.
Kind of looks down. It is a cool title.
If I'm gonna have to deal with the two of you obsessing over Warlord of Dragons, I'll start conking both of your heads together.
Well, what about
Benefit
you?
of two brothers.
Well, can't you make like dragon wings or something? You're closer to being a warlord of the dragons out of all of us. Points to Sebeth.
She is a child. And I imagine Sebeth gets a little offended look.
Excuse me, bitch?
And the only reason that I can do anything like that is because she's managed to give me a scale. Not exactly warlord behavior, more because I just gave her a bath.
He doesn't really know how to respond to that, so he just kind of opens his mouth for a moment and then closes it promptly.
Alter will turn to the teacher and say, "Do you recognize that name at all?"
He kind of closes his eyes, thinking about it. I believe the name Koryu is of Elizana descent.
Hmm.
Would be more credence to that connection then.
But it would. Where do we find out more about this sort of thing?
Probably in Ilizana, but I don't think we're going to be going back, at least not today. Not with all this
Not
happening.
after a little bit of damage control at the very least.
And she looks between Mori and Hakma. So, which one of you is going to fill us in on what's happening here, beyond just the fact that monsters are popping up?
Well, and Hakma sort of coughs a little bit. Well, I don't know about the situation here, but I can tell you what's been going on in Zestra, if that's of any of use to you.
Just head
Could
snap
be.
in that direction.
Since you left, though, lots happened in the world. Most probably relevant to you all is that the Hama Syndicate performed a coup d'etat,
No
Or-
shit.
or attempted one, at the very least. There
That's
was a
less
full,
hopeful.
there was a full-scale civil war in Zestra for about a year and a half. They were eventually repelled, but the blood count is way too high.
Hmm. Where does it stand now? Not the bodies, but I guess the state of everything.
Can't imagine that either the Paladins or the other syndicates would be very happy with us.
The Hama Syndicate is still the top syndicate, if not even more so now, because they declared war with basically everybody. They attacked the Templars, they attacked the other syndicates. A couple of bigger named ones fell before the end of it. Eventually they were repelled back, but that's only a calm before the storm, if I had to guess. My guess is they were emboldened by another coup d'etat that happened shortly before all that.
Where at?
In the city of Gaug.
Hmm.
In the city of Gaug, or the country of Gaug, I suppose. The country of Gaug is a vast underground network that connects all of the countries together. Recently, a group known as the Church of Gears has quickly taken over the government and has initiated a complete shutdown. There are thousands upon thousands of people trapped there as we speak.
So you think that the family's going to try again?
If I know your father, he's absolutely going to try again.
This bloody headache of a man. Alter, rubs his temple.
Do you think that the country is in a position to even be able to withstand another attack if the Hamas are still as strong as they are?
If you ask me, it is going to come down to who recovers faster, the state or the Hama Syndicate. Whoever gets a single edge will probably end up taking the gold, to use your kids' terms at this point.
Is there any idea you could think that? Is there any idea you could think of that would maybe provide an edge to, I suppose, the state side, so that we could stop the Hama family from just taking over?
I have a couple ideas. Yeah. Do you want to hear them?
I'm all ears. And looks at
Emotions,
Tuizul like, huh?
Emotions to Isul immediately. I think she could do it.
Wait. Turns back. Like, he was looking to Isul to ask, like, hey, are you down to hear it? And then he looks to Isul and says, yeah, her. He just turns back and just goes, she's your idea? My sister?
Isul just like was listening intently and then just kind of blinks and tilts her head slightly. Not sure that sending Hama to the States is going to be the best idea.
Are you sure? If a member of the Hama Syndicate is clearly going against their own, like that would imply a bit of, what is it, discourse between the Syndicate? It would be very bad for morale. On top of that, you reek of magic, Isul. In fact, that both of you do.
Alter sniffs his shirt.
Isul just like looks around the room like, I mean, I think all of us are magic in some way or other at this point, but if you're looking for just a, I don't know, figurehead to go against a Hamas, wouldn't it be better for one of the heirs too?
One of the heirs isn't marked by a totema. As he says that, he sort of like adjusts his monocle and looks down at your arm. Even though it is covered, he is looking right at it. Your arm is glowing.
Well, it's not covered anymore because she used it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She's essentially had it uncovered since going through the world in between the first time.
Gotcha.
And she's
He
like,
still says your arm is glowing, though.
looks at it. And she opens her mouth, and then closes her mouth, and then looks back at him. Why am I not surprised that you know what this is?
I have been studying history and law for hundreds of years now. So of course I know what it is.
Honestly, I'm here for it. It saves us a lot of explaining.
And you, as you say that, he's like, and you, turns his attention to focus on you.
He just flinches.
When did you turn the family sword into an indulgence weapon?
After I went on a date with an angel?
He nods. He blinks and nods as if, yeah, that checks out. Okay. Not gonna question that one.
Alter, like, said that with kind of a wince, like, I don't know if that's gonna help. And then when he looks satisfied with it, he just kind of shrugs and just goes, yeah, no, I'm here for it. This saves a lot of explaining.
Hand over face.
The two of you combined, assisting the state directly. I think that would be a wonderful thing. Do you not?
Alter kind of rubs his chin for a second, and he really, like, kind of stares into the middle distance for a second and says, that is kind of what we set out to do, in a way. All comes full circle.
Things typically have a habit of doing that.
Isul's just kind of like, there's this like oddly almost nostalgic look on her face that's not really ever there, and she just kind of gives like a single like shoulder shrug. It would be nice to see home again.
Maury's like, it's warmer here. As if that summarizes everything.
She kind of... There's a tiny smile and a nod. It is, which sometimes nice, but I do miss the mountains. We'll look towards Maury. So, are you... I shouldn't ask this because I don't even know how long you've been here, but are you okay?
I'm managing. I don't think any of us are okay.
Fair point. Again, I'm so sorry that we weren't able to be here.
He kind of flails his arms and hands, like shaking them, like, no. No, you're fine. Really. I get it. I understand.
And what's your thoughts and opinions on... What are we talking about here? Fucking revolution in the Syndicate.
Well... if you want me to help, yeah, I'll help.
Alter grins again, just kind of like with this self-satisfied look on his face, and he just goes, "Oh, imagine all 3 of your kids rebelling against your crime family. That's gonna hurt your image. Certainly makes old man look like a right dick."
There's a small smile, but then he still just kind of like lifts a hand, like almost like in a pause gesture. It's entirely up to you, Maury. That's both the benefit of and the hardest part of being outside of the family. Everything is your choice. We're not going to tell you what to do. Other than just generally don't be a dick.
Yeah, but choices are hard.
That's what you find people you can talk to about it for. Still, it's ultimately up to you. We're not going to tell you what to do. We can tell you what we think, what we'd advise, what we've learned. You can even ask some of our friends and clan, and of course, many of the people in Regalia would be able to tell you more. But neither me or Alter are ever going to tell you exactly what you have to do. She gives Alter this, like, hard look.
She holds his hands up, just like, I never tell anyone what to do. Except for Key. Sometimes.
Well, I'm not much of a fighter, so I think I'm gonna continue researching this Koryu person. See what I can find. I think that's the best way for me to help right now.
She nods. Well, if you'll... First off, actually, let me just redirect this conversation for a second. We were told you were packing. You very clearly are packing. Where are you going?
Oh, Miss Claire was gonna take me to the Millennial Castle in a little bit. We were about to head out before all of this happened.
Any particular reason you were going to the castle?
Well, I thought it would be a good idea to look at it, you know, now that it's open to, well, us. And it's safe neutral ground. No combat's allowed there, so I thought, you know, that's the safest place for me to be.
And Ysul just kind of nods, like, understand the logic. And she looks towards Alter and Hakuma for a second. You know, just a thought. If this Koryu is actually related to whatever that goddess was saying, you might actually be able to find some answers in Ilizama. Probably better than me or Alta could.
I suppose I could try and go there. But I ran out of Feltana's blood, and I don't think your friend would want to give me more. And kind of looks down.
Well, I mean, if you ask her very politely, she might be willing to, but we're going to be going back to Ilizana as soon as we can, I suppose. If you want to and you play nice with Key, I'm sure she wouldn't mind an extra tag along. She's figured out how to move rather efficiently.
Sure. I'll ask her and look into it.
And Isol will kind of ruffle his hair slightly and nod. Yeah. Good to know that at least somebody has brains in the family. Must be quite a relief for you. And kind of like looks towards Hakma.
At least one of you was able to get above an 80 on one of my tests.
I got very close.
You did get very close. Alter, on the other hand.
Hey, in my defense, I was busy practicing playing with swords when I was not listening.
And have you found a belief to follow, Alter?
And he like opens his mouth to immediately reply and then kind of closes it, and you see him think for a second, and he says, I think so. It might not seem like much, but I think my own freedom is something to follow.
Stay true to your belief and act on it.
Isol will just kind of like tilt her head slightly, like watching Hakma. So will you here then? Staying here rather than going back to the Zestra, at least till we can figure out what to do.
I think I'll meet up with some old friends. It has been quite a while since I've enjoyed a cup of tea.
Isol's eyes kind of narrow for a second. What if those wouldn't happen to be Chesed, would it?
What, that coffee drinker? No.
But you knew him.
I do.
Oh, you like him?
Sure am.
Isol just like throws her hands into the air.
I'm not quite sure how you got that leap of logic, but it is correct.
Let's just say I'm getting rather well acquainted with immortals. Or whatever
I sense
you
it.
guys want to call yourselves.
I sense a bit of disdain in that. Do you hold us immortals in ill will?
Yeah, considering I just had one immortal teleport me out of a castle several hundred feet in the air to try and harm me, and then I've discovered a few things about what a few immortals have and haven't told people, caused great harm. Not super thrilled.
Do you know what our primary purpose here, being on this world at this exact time, is, Miss Eastfield?
Supposedly, at least from what I've heard, to help us. Or prepare us, or whatever.
And now tell me, Isul, if I were to give you a grade of 100%, even though you turned in literally entering everything SC, would that make you feel good?
When
Would you feel smart or accomplished?
It's not so much about what I am and am not told. More so that there's people that are close to me that have been harmed by what they've been hidden from.
Have you ever thought that it is not we that are hiding stuff, but we are waiting for you to find the answer for yourself? If we simply told you how to live, would that be living at all?
She just kind of looks at him. I understand what you're saying. It doesn't change what the experience is, nor the anger that comes.
I cannot deny that. But just remember that we Sephiroth are not your enemies. In fact, we are the exact opposite. We want nothing more than to help each and every one of you. Why else would I be a tutor?
Do you enjoy making children cry?
No.
Enjoy making me cry. Or at least trying to.
Well, you do deserve it from time to time.
Alter shrugs and smiles.
Maybe if you could pass your philosophy at least once, that I wouldn't have to make you cry.
I don't like writing papers. They're so wordy.
And that's why you deserve to be brought to tears every now and then.
And
Is there anything else? Gone.
Isul's like, there is a kind of weird fondness and relaxation from her at the moment, even considering the fact that they just got out of a fucking fight. And they know there's another one coming. And she just is like leaned against this wall. I know that what's going on in Zestra might not have anything to do with all of this. And she's like gestures vaguely around, meaning that what's going on in the city and beyond. But all three of us will talk about what to do with Zestra and the Hamas. I know you are not a part of the family, but we would appreciate if we do decide to do anything. Your aid in that.
Huh, whatever this old man can do to assist, you know he will most likely do that.
She nods. It's oddly good to see you again, Master.
It is good to see you too as well. Well, I must go and rejoin the larger group, but I do have some pieces of advice for you. Granted, they are not probably answers that you want, but I think you need to hear this. Stay true to your belief and act upon it. Always base your actions on the premise that you will manage without fail. And finally, what matters more than any strength or magic in the world is the faith that you will succeed. Do you understand?
Alter will take the family sword and he will like toss it up in the air and catch it and then cinch it to his belt. And to look up and just kind of nod once.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Isul just kind of like watches that, and like she's just like kind of a little bit more transfixed by the sword than usual for her. She tilts her head slightly. I suppose that makes enough sense.
With that, he quickly turns around. Good. You two turned out to be excellent students after all. And with that, he walks out.
Did he just pass a compliment?
I think he did. And I'm going to take it because I didn't have to do homework this time.
The world really must be ending.
He looks back down at this sheath that has come back from his past and he just nods and goes, "It really must be. Never thought I'd have this thing on my belt again."
She just kind of like stares at it again and then looks up at him very slowly. And are you okay?
He pulls his gaze away from it and then looks up at Isul. And he nods once and will say, "I think so. I think if this had come any sooner than now, I wouldn't have even thought about it. Hell, I would have probably tossed it back at him and told him to get out of my life, but it didn't."
Then Isul just gives a single, like, curt nod and turns towards Mori with this kind of curious expression. I hope that all of this is going to be worth it to you.
Me too.
She smiles. If nothing else, getting a little taste of freedom is, well, invigorating to say the least.
Yeah. Freedom's okay. It's not bad. I don't have to practice the sword anymore, so I'm already immensely happier.
She kind of snorts. One brother that was obsessed with the sword, and another one that doesn't want to touch it.
It's really uncanny how Father just seems to find the thing that person hates and makes them do it.
That sounds like Father, alright?
Isul just kind of stands a little straighter and stretches for a moment. I know you've already agreed, but think on coming with us back to Ilizano when we manage to go again. And do try to mind Claire. I think out of all the clan leaders, she's probably the one with the most potential to be scary.
He nods. As you're talking, he's kind of like nodding along. It's like pauses, and he's like, "Wait a second, hold up." He goes back to this bed, which is still flipped over, by the way. He was sitting on like the edge of it. It's like, okay, I know it's around here somewhere. Kind of rumbles around for it. No? He flips it back open, goes over to a pillow, kind of ruffles it a bit, until what appears to be an envelope slips out of it. Well, as I was saying, I was going to have somebody look for you. Somebody came by and asked me to deliver this to... He kind of pauses as he forgets the name and he flips it over. Somebody named Kit. Could you give this to her in my stead? He kind of holds you out the letter.
She kind of slowly takes the envelope and kind of like turns it one way and then the other. It's like, does it have a like from anywhere on it?
No. It has what appears to be like a seal with a crown on it.
And who exactly asked this of you?
Never saw her before. She's like yay high. He motions like a little bit higher than themselves. Long blonde hair, blue eyes, ringing the bells.
Does it?
No.
Okay. And Isul just kind of slowly shakes her head. Can't say that it does. She kind of like holds the envelope up to the light, make sure there's not anything like suspicious.
No explosives. No explosives.
She'll just kind of like look down at herself and then look over to Saveth and like so just like stick it in one of Saveth's bags.
Huh, well, that's my job done. And he probably begins to make his bed because by flipping it over twice, it's like everything's scattered everywhere.
Well, once everything is figured out a little bit, even if you don't come with us, Delazana, I feel like the three of us need to sit down and have a meal and actually talk.
There's a great ice cream shop on District 7.
Sounds like a plan. And looks towards Alter to get like confirmation.
Alter just smiles and nods. This I can agree to.
Well, alright then.
Thanks. Isul.
I'll... Go on.
If he's finishing, if he's wanting to say something, she's about to say bye.
Okay, that he's about to say goodbye too. So you said bye at the same time.
And she just like snorts and like reaches out and like kind of fondly, like she's done to like Alter a few times, like snags his horn a little bit. Keep your head on your shoulders. Be careful.
Yeah, I do. Ow, you're pulling my horn.
She just snorts. Oh. You may not have to learn anymore, Sword. We do need to make sure that you survive.
Surviving is good. I like living.
She will just give a little nod and kind of motion towards Saveth, and the two of them will start heading towards the door.
Okay, and we will move to the other two. Silverus, Key,
Yo.
you went down in search of Mr. Rexton.
Mm-hmm.
So you go down the stairs a little bit, and eventually...
Iris is back.
Iris?
I think she is busy.
I am here. Sorry.
Ah.
I am good. Continue.
Okay. Oh shit, I haven't seen her in a while.
So you go down a couple stairways. This manor has like 3 top floors and 3 bottom floors, all as big as the one that you're seeing right now. And at the very bottom is a very large arcane workshop. And working on it currently, you see a couple people from Regalia that you don't know, in addition to Alicia and Rexton. They both have like these goggles on, like the type you see in Alicia's like picture. And they have like these tools, big giant ass tools in their hands working on stuff.
Okay. Okay, cool. I will say, are there people in this area, like the stairway that Key and Silvers are traveling down?
For the most part, you're free.
Okay. Well, as soon as they're alone, probably in the stairway, Silvers is gonna stop. She's going to turn to Key.
Something wrong?
Silvers is going to scooch down and then wrap Key in the biggest fucking hug.
She's a little surprised at first, but she gives Silvers a huge hug back.
Probably takes a good, like, solid, 10, 20-second hug. Before she, like, starts, like, letting go. And, like, stands back up and just, like, straightens out Key's hair.
Key's just grinning. I missed you too.
Right, of course. There's no need to grin like that. Let's go. She's gonna make her way into the shop. I feel like she knows better than to, like, make a very loud entrance in a workshop. So she's going to just, like, not like stealthy, but just like normal open door to not startle anyone.
Okay.
Okay. Does Rexton look like he is doing something important / dangerous?
They seem to be working on a weapon of some sort.
Are they working on the same project?
Yes.
Ah. For curiosity, what does it look like? Like, what kind of weapon?
It looks like a two-handed, big-ass sword. Like,
nice!
yeah.
Yo!
As you can see, like, Rexton's, like, working on it. Like, he's writing, like, runes into it. And, like, the edge of the blade is, like, heating up. Like, glowing, like, a brighter shade than the rest of them.
Okay. She's going to step into the room and wait for a moment where he's not, like... For some reason, I'm just imagining, like, the body language and, like, posture of someone soldering.
Yeah, he's into it, yeah.
Okay. She is going to wait till he, like, takes a break for a second to reposition.
Okay.
She's gonna be like, Rex.
He kind of jumps. but quickly, like, opens his goggles, turns to look at you. You realize if you were a second sooner, I could have blown us all up.
That's why I timed it. Now put that down.
Okay. Look, Alicia, you got this? I'm not gonna be done anytime soon, so just hurry up back. Right. Kind of sets down his magic soldering iron.
Okay, as soon as he said sit down, Silvers is across the room. She's crashed into him.
Like, sets it down and instantly fucking stumbles back.
Yep.
Hi, Sylvie. I
Grabs
missed you
onto
too.
both of his, like, forearms.
What?
It's like, come with me.
Huh? What?
Don't argue with me.
Overwhelmed.
Are you coming or not?
Okay,
Rex?
let's. I'm waiting. You gotta pull me somewhere. Like, what am I?
She's pulling him.
Yeah. Okay, so you pull him, like, up the stairs, basically?
Yeah, she is, like, as she's, like, pulling him, there's, like, a slight tremble in her hands.
Yeah.
She has not let go of him. I think she's, like, gone from, like, she crashed into him, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, both, like, hands on his forearms, like, kind of tugging him. I think she's, like, transitioned to, like, she has grabbed one of his hands, and she's just, like, pulling him along, and there's a slight tremble in them.
Yeah. Sylvie, you okay?
Right. Rex, there is... Rex, something good has happened.
Heel turn.
He kind of looks down to your hand. Something to do with Key?
He's poking her head through the door, by the way.
Silvers is just going to point, like drag him closer, like point to Key, peeking her head around the corner, and she's just going to just whisper, "Key's alive, Rex."
Yeah, like you didn't even need to say that. Like he's already running, and just like Sylvie did the Rex, you got a fucking 7 foot tall aura bounding towards you with the force of a wildfire. And eventually he does collide with you, and before you know it, you are lifted 2 feet off the ground in a big hug.
It's good to see you too, Rex.
You're alive. That's wonderful. It kind of like spins you around a little bit. We thought we lost our favorite little sister. How are you doing?
Wait, our?
It's my little sister too.
No, she is not. She's mine.
No, she's mine.
This isn't even up for debate. She's literally
Rex.
mine.
Rex, don't.
Do I see? Show me the blood papers then.
Show me yours.
He uses prestidigitation to make a sibling certificate.
She's gonna use minor illusion and make her own. And
We're
in
both
fact,
evenly matched.
at the bottom of hers, it's gonna say that his is actually a fake and invalid.
He quickly puts it away and pulls out another one with prestidigitation that says "Shut up, Sylvie" at the very bottom of it.
I didn't realize he had prestidigitation.
Well, it's good to see things are back to normal.
Yeah,
Thank
mine's
you.
real, unlike, and he quickly like runs his hand over Sylvie's certificate. Mine's actually tangible, so I win.
Yours is full of shit, is what it is.
You're just mad because I'm the sibling.
Can I just have both of you as siblings? Is that allowed?
No.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
She's going to just like butt her way in between the two of them and like wrap both of her arms around Key. She's gonna like rest her head on like Key's like rest her chin on the top of Key's head.
It's okay, Key. I know the truth. And he pats your head.
Oh, you know lies.
I think you're trying too hard.
I don't think you're trying hard enough.
Everybody knows that I'm the relaxed older brother.
Relaxed older, but I'm older than you by 3 months.
Oh, you don't act like it.
I don't act. You know what? We have more important things to discuss, don't we?
Yeah, I was in the middle of reuniting with my little sister. So if you don't mind,
Putting a pin in this. I'm going to be the mature, responsible one.
you're the one that started arguing. How are you doing, Key? You look a lot older. How is that possible?
well, I mean, it's technically been a year since we've seen each other, right? At least for you guys.
Yeah, but you don't grow that much in a year, surely.
Technically, she grew that much in about 3 seconds.
Blinks.
Yeah.
It's a very long story. Yeah. Key would love to tell you about it later.
Okay, I'd
All
love
right
to hear
now.
it.
Not right now, if she feels up to it. If you feel up to it.
Yeah, I just really
We've
happy.
overwhelmed her.
Yeah, I'm really happy to see both of you guys like this again. And since she is between the two, she wraps both arms around them in a group hug. At least a halfway group hug.
So
He hugs you. He hugs
yes,
you
she's
back.
going to hug Key back. And so she's going to just like fix her hair and just like try to like power through the slight like flush in her cheeks.
have a small question. Sylvis is wearing her ring, right?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Is it yellow?
Yes.
That's how he knew it was about Key, because it was glowing. Rexon created the ultimate Sylvie cheat device, basically.
He had enough of her mind games.
Pretty much.
So I guess we probably should start with that portal. We didn't die. Isol and Alter are here too. I think they're talking to Mori.
How wonderful.
She kind of glances at Silverus with a small devious smile.
A small
really
what?
is. A small devious smile.
Ah, okay.
Or a knowing smile, I should say.
No.
But yeah, we didn't die. We just kind of got teleported to some in between time thing. It was really weird. But we ended up in Elizana, and I'm gonna be a goddess or something at some point.
Ah, yes, the goddess. I see. And he kind of nods. Wait, what?
There it is. I was waiting for it. It means literally, by the way, not metaphor.
Mm-hmm. Quick nod.
Huh?
So, I guess, so the Sealthanos are kind of descended from a goddess. We have parts of her soul, and she essentially wants to give up her job and gave it to me.
Okay. So, goddess just decides she doesn't want to be a goddess anymore. Okay.
I mean, that's just kind
Smile
of how I'm taking it. I don't understand why fully either. So yeah, we can go to Elizana now.
Just what I've always wanted. He seems completely lost.
He was not intentionally making this confusing, but she totally did.
He is inheriting a goddess's powers, bit by bit at a time. In a year's time, she'll have all of them. With these abilities, she's able to travel back and forth between Elizana and other parts of the world.
Wow. So I know a goddess. I have a goddess as a little sister. How do you feel about that?
This is your thing. We're getting out of hand.
What?
Nothing.
Am I not supposed to be happy?
No,
Kinda
nothing.
over.
Nothing wrong with what you said at all, really.
I feel like I'm missing something here.
Well, you did say you were sister, and that's just not accurate, but we're not going to go back into that.
Oh my god, are you seriously fighting me still?
I just
Why
said
can't
we're
you
not
just be
going
happy
back
that I have a
into
sister?
Guys, I love you both.
See, she loves us both.
Obviously, she's saying that to be nice. She loves me more. She's gonna put a hand on Rexton's shoulder, and she's gonna give him a very, very obviously fake sweet smile. She's like, you know, Rex, it's all right. You can accept it. I'm sure you're a big boy now.
Bigger than you at the least. What was your grade again?
Squeeze his shoulder. The nails dig in. We're not talking about our fixer rates.
Well, I mean, if it equates to skill, Kind of.
You had a head start. This is cheating.
Sounds
Wait.
like I'm making an excuse now.
You're a sixer? Both of you?
Yeah.
Mention that. I think
I'm sorry.
No, Silver didn't mention that. She didn't think to.
Oh, okay.
It's like,
I thought you did. I'm like, wait,
No.
I didn't hear that.
No. It's like, did I forget to mention that? I have my fixer license.
Have you been going out on missions by yourselves?
Not.
Not recently.
No, not recently. I've been more focused on the clan. But I have been a few times. I prefer clan work. But regardless, we need to talk about something much more important.
Okay.
Imagine she's got like... I imagine she still has that hand on like Rex's shoulder, and she's just like kind of shakes him a little bit to get his attention back. What's going on exactly with our clan? Dia's gone.
Yeah. Don't know where he went to, but he's not around as of recently.
As soon as I leave, he's missing. Right. What's the state of the clan right now? What are we doing to mobilize against the situation?
I have every available person out and about. Locke's doing stuff around here, helping out. We don't have many clan people, or did you forget that?
I didn't forget that. I just wanted to make sure that we were doing something. I also wanted to make sure that we didn't lose anyone. We haven't lost anyone, have we?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay.
Wait, how long has it been since you left?
Week?
A week.
Yes.
She puts her head in her hands, and she looks kind of disappointed.
Right. Well, traveling is complicated. Right, what are you working on here?
Well, we're trying to come up with weapons that can slice that big black gooey thing easier.
Right. We were there when we took out one of them. Are they... Do you know if they are all the same creature? Or are they all different forms?
I think that they're all one entity.
Lovely.
You saw how they split apart and back. I think that big thing you fought was even part of an even bigger one.
That was just part of an even bigger one.
I think so.
Great. Right. How far along were the two of you on this?
We'll be done in a day or two, probably.
And how long has this been going on again?
4 days now.
4 days. Key. Would it be possible that we stick around for a few days?
I'm not against it, but didn't you want to get back to help Kyo?
I do. But my clan takes precedence. And the city does. I think we could spare a few days to help out as much as we can, help them get the situation at least manageable. Well, more manageable. Before we set back out again. Would that be alright with you? Or
You find your
do you want to do something else? I'm asking for your opinion here.
Well, I didn't mean for us to miss a week when we traveled. So I am a little concerned about about how long we've been away from Elzana. But I also want to help out here.
So, which way are you leaning towards?
Maybe we could discuss it with the rest of the group?
Right, I just wanted to know what your opinion was. We will discuss it with the others. On what we're actually going to do. But I want to know what you want.
I'd like to help out here. If that is okay.
Of course it's okay.
She nods. We'll have to talk to the others and see if they're on board with staying for a bit. She's just gonna pet Key's hair.
Gives a slight uncertain smile.
It's just very good to see you. Here. Alive.
Yeah, I'm so amazed. I never thought I'd get to see you again.
I'm sorry that you guys had to go through that.
No, I'm just glad to see my little sister's okay.
Rex, we have to show her the garden.
No, by all means.
Right, later when we have the time, but... And the barn with Wilson, now that all the kittens have grown.
Ooh, I want to see Wilson.
Wilson has become quite a monster in his own right. You will love to see him.
I hope he still remembers me.
I'm sure he does. Oh! He kind of pauses. Wait a minute. He kind of quickly dashes back to, like, down to the workshop, where, like, amongst the things he pulls out, like, a little box. I was making this for somebody, but you might as well have it. To commemorate your reunion.
You don't have to do anything for me. Like, you're making it for someone else, right?
He quickly takes your hand and holds it out to you.
He looks a little embarrassed. Like uncomfortable, but she'll take it and look at it.
It is a small box. And inside of it, you see a very intricate carved white dragon statue.
She'll pick it up and look at it really, really close, very close to her face.
This is my modus operandi. My greatest masterpiece. I was planning to submit this for my grade 1 crafter certification. And he kind of smiles.
I can't take this then.
Take it. You're almost far more than my certification.
But if you get your certification, then you can make another one.
Oh,
Or
well, I'll
something
make
else.
another one to present to it. Now take it. Let your big brother spoil you.
Okay.
It is a figurine of wondrous power.
And you said it's a small dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, figurine. I can't spell figurine. Holy shit. Wondrous power. Okay.
The stats are in a handout for yours.
Oh god.
Technically, it's a canary, but it kind of like shifts between a canary and a dragon.
Uh, thank you, Rex.
Yeah.
You're sure. One of piece too.
I want to spoil my little sister. Okay?
Okay.
No, don't cry.
Thank
He
you.
hugs you. He hugs you tightly. Like, no, don't cry. Don't cry.
Are you really going to make her cry?
What's the last thing that you've given her, huh?
I haven't got the chance to.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I'm just saying, actual sibling.
technically she paid for the bombs.
Wait, you bought the bombs?
She's gonna just like, kind of just like push Rex a little bit, like into the wall a little bit, just like, that's a long story. She's gonna give Key a look, just like, really? Seriously? You're going to mention that now?
And she kind of wiped her eyes a bit, smiling.
See if I ever buy you bombs again.
In my defense, you would have bought her anything she looked at. At least I argued about it.
I would not have bought my little sister explosives.
Really?
Technically, she is part of the clan, and that is the clan account, so she did buy those herself.
You wouldn't get me bombs if I really wanted them?
Right, Rexton, you wouldn't get your little sister what she wants most?
I am not giving my little sister explosives.
You see,
Puppy dog eyes.
This is why she's really my little sister. I will get her whatever she wants.
Uh-huh. Yes, because when I think of sibling love, not that says sibling love like bombs blowing up in your face. Fake sister.
She knows how to throw them.
You're throwing things.
Fake sister.
I imagine they say that at the same time. Besides, it's whatever she wants, and that's what matters most to me.
Fake sister.
Fake sister.
Hey. No.
Exactly.
Both
No.
my siblings.
That we can
No one is fake sibling.
But fake brother sounds a bit better, doesn't it?
He turns her gaze to Silverus. She was disciplining Rexton. She turns to Silverus with the same look.
Silver's just shrugs of like, what did you expect from me?
Care about you both. You're both my siblings. And I also have 2 other siblings now, too.
You what?
Isn't that right, Sylvie?
What are you talking about?
Yes, what are you talking about, Sylvie?
What? I didn't say anything. You only have one sibling, that is me.
2, actually.
No, there's only one here.
Oh, you're right, it's me.
Hold on, where's my dice? You got a chaos or some shit.
Silverus would like to stab him.
Silverus is going to just like step like a little closer, kind of shift her posture a little bit, like rest like her fucking like he's taller than her by quite a bit, right?
Mm.
So she's just going to just like lean into his side, and just the heel of her foot's just gonna step on his toe a little bit. There's only one sibling, and that's me. What are you talking about? Two more.
Well, you and Alter are really close. It's only a matter of time.
Oh, is that
She
the
stiffens.
situation
She freezes. Silvers freezes.
now? Oh, is that the situation now? Congratulations.
Is no situation. You know what? In fact, there is a much more important situation, and that is the giant monsters around the city. We should focus on that.
You think she's trying to get rid of the situation?
Stamp harder.
Nod.
He
Nod,
kind of
nod,
pushes
nod.
you back.
Fucking. I'm rolling again. Silver's is gonna fucking elbow his side. Sharp
Returns
elbow
fire
into the fucking
immediately.
rib. You should get back to work, you know, go talk to Alicia. She's lovely to chat to. Leave me and Key to our own devices.
I don't know. I don't know. With an elbow jab that week, I think I should be the one protecting her. You are the lower grade fixer.
Would you rather I use a dagger? I can't do that.
Do you want to go outside right now?
Hang on. Okay, continue.
you pass the check.
Technically, Sylvie, you were the one that got Rexed in here.
Silvers was about to fire back when he's like, "Wait, what?"
I mean, he was busy at work.
Well, I had to tell him that you were. Show him that you.
Yes, unlike some people, I'm rather busy. So I'm gonna get back to my work. You go back doing
I'm like,
whatever thing you're pretending to do.
unlike some people, I'm not a major asshole.
Looked in the mirror lately, sister?
No, there's a difference. I'm a bitch. It's very different.
No.
Mm.
Well, it is so wonderful to see you, little sister. I will have to take you out for sweet sometime.
He was slowly starting to take a step back, but stopped when Reston turned her.
I'm gonna go be doing actual work, like this person who only just bosses everybody around all day. Have a good day.
Hang on. Hang on.
Just gonna fucking shove him out the fucking door.
Let's see, what do I got here? What do I got here? No, never mind. We're good. She'll give him a hug before he goes.
He'll hug you back. Yeah.
Alright. As soon as that hug is over, Silvers pushes all her fucking body weight into shoving him into the fucking room. Like, right, bye.
I'm happy you two are friendly again.
We're not friends.
There. Right, of course. Not at all.
No, of course not. Why on earth would you think that we're close at all? There's no reason to.
You guys bicker more like siblings than we do.
Well, that's because you're a nice person. He's just a major asshole.
Weren't you the one that just called yourself a bitch? Doesn't it take one to know one?
No, there's a very big difference between bitch and an asshole. You see,
Is there?
there is. See, I am a bitch. Isul is a little bit of one. Alta is an asshole as well as Rex. See, there's a bit of a difference if you look at the personalities.
I don't see the difference.
Eventually we will.
If anything, Rexter and Alter seem to be more joking about things. You and Soul are a bit more serious. Would that be worse?
Neither of those are worse. They're just different.
Mm.
She like scrunches her face a bit. She's like, "You're right. The two of them do joke about things more." Did not think about that. Well, I did my duty.
It's kind of funny
What?
that you've had a type all this long.
What?
Run, Key,
I'm-
run!
Get back here!
She said that. She started walking up the stairs.
You can't escape, Silvers.
Silvers has a climb speed and will just scurry along the walls.
Silvers can fucking triple dash at a climb speed. You cannot outrun her. It's like, what on earth? I do not have a type.
Really?
No, of course not.
Can you honestly say that?
And it's because I don't have a type.
Some things never change.
What do you mean some things never change? I don't like that knowing smile you have now.
And with
Great,
that,
Elliot.
the group will reconvene.
You looking like a little shit as she enters the room.
Silver's looking mildly annoyed, but what else is new? Poop.
He was bleeding.
Reconvening in the war room. It's been about 30 minutes. After a little bit, the doors open to a very tired Angelica who comes in and sits down with the group. Whew, what a tiring day. How's the rest of you faring?
Is she sitting with us or like the council?
Well, she sits at like a empty table.
Okay. Cool. So I guess Silvers will go to there.
I mean, as soon as they got out of the room, Issa would have made a beeline back towards Claire, to be honest.
Yeah, we're just gathering everybody up so we can continue.
Group up, I guess. Whoever is convenient.
Whew. Well, I took another one down. I am beat for today.
So, is this situation under control? Despite it looking a little crazy?
Under control is a very stressed word. I can kill as many of them as it takes, but we'll keep spawning up. That's when Claire speaks up. We've been doing our best to maintain a constantly updated feed of what's going on. Every time one disappears, another one reappears.
And I'm assuming we've gotten over to sort of figuring out where they're coming from or what they might be after in particular.
Are you trying about getting the source?
You saw it speaks up. There's nowhere nearby or underground these things could have come from. You want the data on those things, and he pulls out like a large packet of information and sort of just tosses it on the table. This is what I could gather from the Dawn Company archives. Maybe they'll help.
So we'll pick it up.
hydrating.
Just
They
both
both-
grab it at the same time.
Imagine it's like big fucking packet.
Yeah, I will
Oh, we got
make it
multiple
available to all players.
Hmm.
Both reach for it, both pause and look, and then immediately, like without a word, start to split up
Split
the
it.
reading.
Yeah. Start splitting it up by section. Man, I can't type for shit.
But these aren't the only threats. Not that big blue thing. We've been recording more and more threats recently. And she motions to, like, the giant map in the middle of the room. We are keeping it updated with real-time real illusions. Thanks to our wonderful technology here at Clan Regalia. Here are the current threats.
No.
Oh no. Right.
Any intel on what they are or their relative power level?
The thing in the top left seems to be a giant floating orb with eye stalks. It seems to be highly capable of magical power. The one in the southwest of town seems to be a thing with wings, and it casts like demonic magic, basically. We're currently assessing the further details of it right now.
And then some more of the things we had the pleasant experience of running directly into.
There do seem to be a lot of them.
Fucking pest. Right. Well, you have one more clan at your disposal. She like gestures towards the party. What can we be of most use?
Well, pick and choose. And she motions. We've got everybody going everywhere, so you're not stopped for choices.
You said there was an angel looking thing?
Some person with wings and fits the classical description of what an angel looks like. Obviously, I don't think it actually is an angel.
Just wondering if maybe the Tenchi weapon would be of use here.
What is it
Did
doing?
the two of them tell Alter and Isul about the time dilation shit?
So far,
he,
no.
he would. Like when we get a chance to talk, she would mention that. It's valid.
So if she just like, if they mentioned it during the time period where they're reconvening and people are coming and going there for a minute, Isul just like shakes her head slightly. Like, it might actually be useful, but if we're going to continue having issues with not quite knowing how time works between the two places or what time would pass, we'd have to not only earn it in Ilizana, but then get back here, and I don't know that the city could last that long.
Sorry.
No, we don't even know if it was any of your doing in particular. It might just be whatever the fuck that goddess has done.
It might also just be a standard time dilation by traveling through the mist. Also, that was the first time you used that ability. Do not beat yourself up over it. You did something incredible. Be proud of it.
I'll take a week over anything else, so...
For a fucking year and a half.
It's... Ysel just kind of like motion towards the two giant blobs, and then like motion towards her arm. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to get Mateus to come back anytime soon. Barely feel my arm right now.
It's still able to hold your halberd, though, right?
Yes, I don't think I'm gonna have too many issues fighting, but I think all of the magic that's used to summon it or whatever has been drained. I don't know that any of us would have survived that thing without Mateus.
Either way, we did take a big beating from that last fight, so we're gonna have to rest up.
Is there any type of rotations that have started?
Rotations as in.
Trying to keep everybody fresh? Only sending out certain people in a certain amount of time?
We're doing our best to maintain an equal level of firepower, but these guys get very wounded very easily. I mean, we don't have many high-level fighters. Much went to go handle the crisis in Gao currently, so they're not here right now.
Kyo just left Ilizana.
She nods.
Have we tried to send for any aid elsewhere?
We've issued a plea for assistance, but how long it gets there and if they'll even respond in time is yet to be unclear.
So, being as strategic as possible and honestly accepting that parts of the city are probably going to be lost. It's our best first option.
She nods.
Have you been able to evacuate as many people as you can? Or are there any still trapped inside the city?
We've got the lesser clans on it as much as we can. The city gates are absolutely flooded right now. It's taken quite a while to evacuate everybody. We're trying to clear as many people off of the streets as possible, keep them away from those black stains, but, well, the fact that they keep going means we're not getting all of them out. Kill count's already at 150.
Likely already probably higher. Does there seem to be any type of a pattern to their either appearance or their movements? We tried to see if they're converging.
That's when Angelica speaks up. Well, from what I can tell, whenever I split them up, they try to run away as quickly as possible, and once they're safe, they try to form even bigger one of those things again. So it seems once they get into the tiniest form, survival is their #1 priority. My guess is that they're eventually going to form their way up to make a super big one.
So they just send their clans specifically to one of the things to make sure they don't run away.
Well, we've been having Gilberto and Angelica deal with that, but it does seem to work slightly, but more still show up, so I can only assume there's something else to the puzzle that we're not quite getting.
We still don't know why they're here or how they're getting here.
She nods.
Isol's just kind of like, it's like rubbing her arm as she's like thinking, and she'll just like glance at the tattoos. Oh, fuck it, why not? Didn't suppose you have any suggestions or hints or feelings you'd like to give?
Roll me a d20. Luck check.
You know,
Roll me a luck check.
I'm not a lucky bitch. In fact, the exact opposite. See?
gonna try and give you a very vague hint. I gotta figure out how vague.
Silverus has a totem too, right?
That's true. However, Piper has not made it.
I have not made it.
So, therefore, Silverus cannot use it.
From above. That's all you get is from above.
Isul just kind of like blinks and tilts her head. From above, what the fuck does that mean?
What?
Isul just kind of like look around the table, and she's not going to really try to explain like totemas and shit. She's like, there's a little hint given by something that might know a little bit about this, but all they gave me was from above.
I'm assuming you will have already checked above the city, correct? There's no flying summoner hovering above everything.
Flying summon. That could work, I suppose. And she kind of... Claire kind of like gets into that thinking position. I guess the flying summoner could explain this. And that's when Cyrano chimes in. Well, if they're very gifted at manipulating existence, it's possible.
Oh boy.
This bitch. Right. Would you know where we could find them if this person does exist?
Cyrano kind of closes her eyes, leaning it back into her chair. You can, like, Silvers, you can feel like a bit of a feeling that you're being pinged right now by whatever it is she's doing. So like whatever it is she's doing, you got pinged a little bit, and then the feeling kind of like spreads out past you. She kind of thinks, I do sense multiple sources of existence. One is dotting around at an incredibly fast pace.
Where? What sector?
It's zipping everywhere. Northwest. She pauses. Now it's northeast. Now it's south. Now it's north again.
It's crossing the entire city.
Any discernible pattern?
She shakes her head.
So if this is the key, or at least part of the key of what's going on, then it's more a matter of luck if you can manage to snatch it out of the air. Stop it.
Whatever it is.
If we could maybe get slow enchantment on it, if we can time it just right.
Again, that would depend on us knowing either where it's coming from or where it's going, if not both. But are the movements lining up with the creatures on the map at all?
She pauses. Some of them, yeah. If I had to guess, is she pauses. Monitoring them, maybe? Hi, Val. Hi. Do you have insight? Yeah? Where do we go? Where did it go?
Val wants you to give us another hint.
Where do we go? Do you want me to give them another hint? You gotta say yes in 5 seconds.
He meowed.
Come on, Val. Come on. Come on.
We don't
Oh,
ask for much,
okay.
Val.
Val, please!
If it's theoretically monitoring these things, perhaps we could try to set up a trap.
That's what I was thinking.
Perhaps if we tried to take down 2 of these things in fairly close succession, it would move between the 2 of them in particular, and just have somebody waiting in the middle.
Could work.
We need enough people in order to take down 2 of these things in quick succession.
Those things aren't easily killed, you know, Angelica points out. I mean,
No, then-
even with all of us combined, it took several minutes. And me and Gabor can only kill one of those things in maybe 10 minutes.
But if we send most of our forces to just 2 of them,
And to be
The
fair, we
issue is
don't know how
that-
hard it would be to try and kill these other things.
Exactly.
Unless
Not to
you've
mention
come
if-
across one of these as well.
Never encountered Mr. Ball Isaac. She kind of pauses. She's just like, no, I said that. That's okay. I totally said that. Never encountered the winged person before either. I'm always willing to try, but I am pretty exhausted. I am running on 72 hours of no sleep now. I'd like to get some rest in at some point.
I think we're all in agreement that most of us need at least a night's sleep. But having a plan for tomorrow would be useful. I wonder. And Issa will just kind of like straighten up a little bit, look around. Could she spot Hakba?
Yeah, sure.
She'll just kind of like eyes lock onto him and just like wave. Try to get him to come closer and join the conversation.
You gotta walk a little bit. Is there any way this old man could be of any use?
I don't suppose you would recognize any of these creatures from your studies? Or your history?
He kind of adjusts his monocle again as he looks over that. I'm not sure about the winged one, but I do know a beholder when I see one.
Beholder? That's what they look like.
I believe so.
She's... What'd you say?
ironic.
God. Isel just kind of like tilts her head slightly, kind of staring at the map. And I'm sure you've heard the stories about these things, and she gestures towards like the giant masses and how hard they are to deal with. What would you guess the comparison to a beholder would be?
He kind of frowns. Do you want an honest answer to that?
Yeah.
I'll give you one, but you might wish you hadn't heard it.
In the middle of a battle, honesty is the only thing that matters.
If left unchecked, those big black bob things could devour the entire world.
So we need to take care of those first. We'll make sure they don't get out of hand.
Unfortunately, if we just keep trying to take care of them, then we're not going to have any strength left to deal with whatever's bringing them. It's a war of attrition.
Precisely. The main thing when dealing with those is that they do not consume corpses. They will get infinitely stronger with each body they devour.
Right.
I don't suppose you know of any way to trap them, or at least inconvenience them enough so that they can't get to things?
In the Dawn Company, they used to handle abnormalities with something called a light deterrence field. Might be able to get one up and running.
That'd be preferable. Are there any other weaknesses that you've discovered?
It is a creature of existence, so an indulgence weapon will work towards helping it. But it is, as Misty Sewell said, a battle of attrition.
I'm assuming there's no way to avoid it splintering off.
Shakes his head.
I wonder, though, this may be a complete and total idiotic idea, but I think we're all desperate enough right now. That field that you're talking about, to contain them a little bit. I don't quite know how it would work, but maybe perhaps try to fashion it more into a net? Might that at least keep the things from breaking off from getting away?
It could in theory work, yeah.
You think the people here are capable of making such a thing?
He kind of pauses. We'll have to go into a branch facility to actually gather one.
Branch
you-
facility, meaning...
Regalia, I assume?
The Dawn Company.
Oh shit.
You guys already went through one branch a while ago.
That's where my confusion was, because this is like main branch regalia.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay.
I get you.
The technology to make these has been long lost, but we can go to one.
Ooh, what did you just do to your mic, ma'am?
Sorry. I was saying we could go to a gather. Esad could probably rig one up.
Didn't suppose there's one close enough nearby that we could go there and get back before the city is destroyed?
Roughly a day or two away, yes.
Roughly.
It'll be faster if we all take like chocobos or the like.
Right. Well, we have explored one of the facilities before, but it was a long time ago. We could manage that.
Oh, yes,
Alright.
but if you remember, we also died again.
Well, I will send you the directions to it. That seems to be a wonderful course of action.
Is there going to be an exploding crystal in the center of every single one of these facilities?
Most likely.
Most likely.
God damn it.
It's worth the risk. Besides, she like glances at Alter, and like her eyes dip down to hit the pink sheath.
It's no longer pink.
It's no longer pink.
No, I got the family sheath back. So it is a golden or a black sheath with a golden dragon that adorns it, and it more or less matches his natural color scheme.
Oh shit! Outfit change.
Okay, Sal, do you
Okay.
have anything you want to say to the party?
Give it in my hand.
Then be gone with you.
Okay. As you said that, he left, so he took that very personally.
Damn, Joe.
We're
Okay.
not rude to your cats.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. Z, you have poisoned my mind.
What did I do?
Where the fuck is the thing? What's her name?
Gerber.
No. Fucking the
Ew.
one Isul calls Radish.
Raidata.
Raidata.
Radish.
Radata. Okay. See, I was going to say
Radish.
Alter's girl. See, I was going to describe her as Alter's girlfriend, but I'm like that. No, you
Which-
guys.
Silvers would
It
not say
doesn't
that.
work anymore.
Yeah. We haven't exactly. I'm sure Radata would want some more data. It's a risk worth taking, in my opinion.
True. Definitely worth investigating that.
Isol will just kind of like look around the table, like, well, say that this might be one of our better options right now. Do you think all of you can keep the city from burning to the ground in the meantime?
We have been so far.
Right. We'll set out there first thing in the morning then.
No. We're just planning on trying to get to that branch location. Even though all of us are tired, getting a start on the trip tonight might not be the worst thing.
I would not advise traveling at night.
We're going to have to travel at night at least part of the trip. Especially if we want to get there in as shortest time possible.
That's fair. Right. Do need to suit up before we head out. And check in with everyone before we actually set out.
That's when Angelica claps her hands together. I'll make dinner.
Thank you.
And she goes off into the kitchen.
Right. Any idea on what exactly we're looking for? Any notes you can give us on what these look like, or are they in the packet?
I will briefly draw up a schematic.
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
And just so you know, I'm gonna hand draw this, so
Cool.
you get what you get.
You know, I'm not judging you. You did not say you were an artist.
I'd invite you to actually try judging Hawkmoor. Just turned out badly for you. I speak from experience.
As long as it's recognizable, that's all we need. So, should we gather up as much of this as we can find? And whatever else we can get our hands on.
The more the merrier.
Right. How many do we need at minimum?
The more the merrier.
Fair enough.
I suppose everyone here, if you're willing to tap in with all of the crafters here, Master, then you can get them started on whatever they need to adjust.
I will be sure to write up a handbook.
Right.
Which, of course, nobody has bothered telling the crafters these plans yet.
Oh, don't worry. Silvers is going there next.
Well, it's entirely dependent on us managing to actually find the stuff and bring it back, so the crafters can continue with their shit until such a time.
Yeah. You're gonna.
You can go let them know she's not doing anything.
I mean, Silver's plans to go back down there anyway. It's like, right. Well, I have the schematic. I'm going to draw me the schematic. So we have the packet. Can I keep this? She turns to Assad.
Sure, I can write multiple copies.
Thank you.
And in the meantime, while we're gone, if we can start trying to at least poke our nose around whatever that is that's zipping around. At least a little bit more. Decide on whether or not that's actually the real target.
We'll do our best.
Serena.
I'll find it without fail.
Right. Well, Silver's is going to stand up, and fucking pack it, put it in her fucking like bag folder, her fucking paperwork bag. I imagine.
She's
got-
a briefcase.
Yeah, she pulls out a fucking like little traveling file thing, briefcase, fucking tucks the papers into the section with like a red post-it note of like highest priority section. Packs it away, puts it back in her bag. Just like, right. I'm going to go and inform Rexon of this development. I will be right back.
Anybody else want to talk to anybody else that I hear? Plenty of options. Opening the table for NPC discussion.
So many NPCs.
Isul's gonna have to pick Alter's brain at some point, but not right now, I don't think.
Okay.
Distant second to save the current city that they are living in.
Okay.
And quick question though, the tiefling dude, he's a racehound though, or marsh.
Yeah.
Racehound. So where's Everett? I don't see Everett.
If you ask him, he'll tell you that Everett is actually in the field right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
I would assume so.
Yeah, not the
Just-
most surprising.
Just wanted to double check because for some reason Marsh and Racehound like conflated in my mind for a minute. I was
Yeah.
like, where's Everett? I don't see him. He's important. He's one that
Yeah.
could handle this shit a little bit.
Yeah, he is in fact
He-
handling shit
he-
currently.
He's doing work. It's also because we met this guy at the same time we met Clan Marsh.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Well,
might as well be hit.
what'd you say? Pipes?
Plugged. Okay, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Alright.
You got yoinked into the Matrix for a quick sec.
Yeah, my USB keeps randomly unplugging.
Okay.
Tape that
Yeah,
bitch
that's
down.
Super glue that shit.
Don't super glue that shit. That's a bad idea.
Super glue it, gorilla glue it, put every glue, flex seal it.
Oh dear.
Mighty putty that shit.
No.
Okay. Ah, fuck.
I guess Isul will just offer the fact that as they are heading out, if they come across anybody else that might be useful, they'll send them back to the city. They have not heard the distress call.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good place to end it for today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I gotta make a dungeon for you.
Alright.
Hey.
Hey.